Hi ragazzi, ciao guys, Zamo here. Welcome back to another video. How are you doing? Are you having a great day? Today, as always, like every weekend, we, member of the Spaghetti Army, don't forget to join it, meet each other every weekend. We talk fashion, we talk design, we talk inspiration, we talk stories. Don't forget to join the Spaghetti Army. Today, I'm incredibly excited because I've been thinking about this video for a long time. Today I'm gonna talk about one of the most interesting, controversial and inspired designer of modern times, Moreno Ferrari. I'm gonna take mostly as inspiration this beautiful book from CP Company, published in 2021, the 50th year anniversary of the company. I'm gonna do the pictures, I'm gonna go through the stories. A lot of us, are aware of the stories or have access to this kind of material. I'm absolutely looking forward to it. I personally was lucky enough to be working at CP Company for 3 years, from 2020 to 2023. I experienced firsthand the culture, I talked with the people, and I'm happy to share some of this information with you. I overall think that the story of Moreno Ferrari is incredibly interesting. There's so many inspirations, so many index collections, so many thoughts that we can all as fashion enthusiasts enjoy. So grab your coffee, grab your kombucha, and let's get into it. Why Moreno Ferrari? I think that his story is really interesting, so this video is gonna be structured simply by telling his story a little bit, the little information that's available, and then going through my personal relationship with his work. And then I'm just gonna go through everything that has been done in the Urban Protection line, but also the forgotten items from his collection and tenure at CP Company, and the Transformables, which I really like. If you have any questions, any comments, of course, don't forget to leave them down below, like, subscribe, it's always a pleasure. So yeah, let's get into it. Moreno Ferrari is a very interesting figure in the sense that he also admitted publicly that very little is known about him. And all that we know is that he's studied not design related at university. Originally, he was from La Spezia, like port town in Italy, and his family was involved into clothes selling, repairing, producing clothes for sailors. He got involved out of curiosity in one of the first brands from Giorgio Armani, and then it was part of a brand that was part of the GFT group during the late 80s and really started shining. He has officially been the CP Company designer from 1996 to 2001. Took the brand over from Massimo Osti, having experience at CP Company, and then he became known for his work. He has been the designer for 6 years, and then he has stopped completely working with fashion. I think that's incredibly fascinating. That's a guy who reaches such a high peak, then completely stopped working with fashion. I discovered CP Company in 2012. I started getting exposed to the brand. So I remember seeing these black jackets and I was like, okay, what is that? And that's where, like, of course, the piece for the Urban Protection. So once I started working for CP Company, I actually got exposed to the story and I started researching, I started looking up, and of course, this book was my bubble into all of this. Moreno Ferrari has taken part in the photo shoot. He appeared all the time, all relaxed, talking about fashion, talking about politics, talking about culture, just always he has been a thinker. And let me quote it for you guys. I don't want to talk about why I put a pocket here or there, or what old jacket it was based on, or anything like that. I don't care, Ferrari says when asked today, more than 20 years after first designing the range. I'm a social person, I'm a traveler, he says by way of explanation. I like going to market, to pubs, to down and out places, and analyzing people and social changes. That's where Urban Protection started. Massimo Osti had his call in Bolognese, a Pennine Hill just outside of Bologna, where Osti has its design studio throughout the 1980s and across which the Mille Miglia car race has historically passed. And that was his word and aesthetic. I made the Metropolis jacket to say that CP Company has to acknowledge the dystopic cities as well. Single, talismanic, technological objects whose function evokes a particular aspect of the dystopic urban environment. It's incredibly impressive. Imagine coming from like the roaring 70s, 80s, 90s, the colorfulness, the patternness, having a collection like this, very strong, very black, very functional, very militar, was for sure incredibly modern and incredibly different. You can see how this material designer field really reflects the light, and how then this model of jacket has been used for hundreds, thousands of iterations in future references. It's really a functional jacket. You can see the rips, you can see the pull tabs, you can see the buttons, you can see the zips, really has a presence to it and a purpose to it. The change in mentality design-wise that there was in the culture in the late 90s, early 2000s, and how the future was imagined. Unfortunately, this jacket doesn't have the original, this Metropolis doesn't have like the original hood and the original gas mask, but you know, I'm working on it. But overall, I think that the whole range really gives us space to think and to collect something different. I think that the bravery of Moreno Ferrari was that simply of getting at the helm of a brand that was colorful, that was fun, that was classic, and just doing something completely different. This is like the true genius. That's like the true new spirit of a CP company, and that's why he's one of the most interesting designers. Of course, his work is similar, for example, Final Home, and of similar designer who had the same sensitivity, but I think that is incredibly interesting. And again, guys, if you are design fans, if you want to get into CP company, if you want something different, absolutely keep your eye open for this kind of jacket. Personally, I have a few favorites that here are visible on the book that we can go through together. I think it's going to be really interesting. Of course, you have the Metropolis with the hood, with the gas mask, you know, pollution mask, depending on how you want to read it. You have the Life with the noise cancelling headphones, you know, AirPods before AirPods, absolutely interesting. You have the Munch, of course, by the Scream of Munch, which has a personal safety device on the upper zip puller, then when pressed, lets out a very loud scream. You have the RAM, which has a Sony ICD recording system to, you know, take notes and record, and this in your wrist. You have the Solo, which again has this tactical vest. I've seen so many of these online, unfortunately never with the torch. Otherwise, we have the Atlas, which is a bit more outdoor inspired and has an inflatable pillow cushion in the neckline. You know, amazing for traveling. You have the Rest, which is a backpack that becomes a stool. You want to wait in a known space like a modern airport, that's absolutely cool. The LED, which has a microcomputer here in the chest, can read the air quality around you, and has of course also a setup in the back that reminds of a backpack. You have a light, and has these hand lights, which again can be used to fasten it to your chest where the Velcro is. The Beekeeper, which, as we were saying, Moreno Ferrari is wearing for this photo shoot for the book, which is just like a sick jacket. You can see like the zipper on the side, the ginormous pocket on the back. Absolutely stunning and crazy concept, absolutely. This is the Urban Protection line. Really spoke of conflict, of innovation, of, you know, reimagining the way we think about clothing. Functionality as key, you know? Okay, yeah, it's nice to wear a leather jacket, but what's functional now? What's necessary now? What do we really need to know right now? At the end of this overview, another couple of collections that I would really like to focus myself. One is the transformable hybrids between sportswear design and conceptual art. They were first released in the spring-summer 2000 collection and were made of transparent polyurethane fabric, that's why they're inflatable, or transparent rubberized rip-proof two-layer nylon. The objects themselves range from a simple vest, backpack hybrids, to capes, to hammock. Every one of them really is a statement, you know, about what you can do, and the colorfulness and the temporality and creating kites. I mean, look at this beautiful orange vest backpack hybrid. Look at this cape. It's really impressive. It's so hard to find images of this online simply because they are so fragile, but it's incredible. You can also see the 00 Millennium kind of branding. Stunning. You know, the opposite of the Metropolis, incredibly interesting. Yeah. Another interesting range that Moreno Ferrari was involved in is the Millennium, which is a collection of garments grouped together by small branding detail. There is a reflective silver print that reads 000 CP. Those are really modern because they use sharp, simple pieces characterized by the use of true sport performance fabric. For example, there's this beautiful sweater with a central pocket. Look, for example, at the use of 50 fili, 50% nylon, 50% cotton with the film. This lightweight Mako cotton jersey with, you know, the strings. You know, imagine using strings for your jacket in the 2000, you know, way before acronym and all those sorts. Mock necks, pull tabs, vests. It's really incredible. Look at this see-through coat, for example. Look, for example, this light hooded smock, you know, with the Millennium on the zip puller. It's really incredible. To wrap it up, of course, again, we said Millennium, we said Transformable, we said Urban Protection, we said overall Moreno Ferrari as being an artist, an intellectual, a person for who designing clothes is just another form of expressing themselves, you know, and they don't want to be in boxes, they don't want to be professional designer of clothes, that's it, you know. I think it's important to not forget Moreno Ferrari, and you know, these days we're always talking about designers taking over each other and following the inspiration, but I think it's really beautiful to remember one of the greats, somebody who had the courage to keep doing things in a different way, and I think that his vision can be inspiring for us depending on any point of life. You can just be a fashion enthusiast and appreciate his work. You can be a CP company enthusiast and appreciate his work. You can be, you know, just like a neophyte, somebody who's firstly approaching the world of collecting and of Italian sportswear, but what he did, you know, just not caring, doing the work, and then innovating absolutely, and then leaving after 5 years, I think really speaks to this greatness. I personally want to get more involved, as the jacket I've showed is a bit too big for me, but my new hobby now is to, you know, just look for Moreno Ferrari pieces. Of course, they're not labeled as such on secondhand platform, and just have fun with those, you know, create my little archive, and I will absolutely let you guys know. So, I hope you had fun. I hope this little piece of video can be a presence online if somebody Googles Moreno Ferrari, who's the guy, and I can help with the story a little bit. Have a beautiful weekend, have a beautiful day. If you have any questions, let them down below. Let me know if you knew about Moreno Ferrari, about Transformable or the Urban Protection line. Otherwise, for me and my Zamo mag, it's all. Take care, drink plenty of water. Love you, bye!